Okay, so just like I was saying last time, this image has some issues coming along with the highlights and also in the shadows of this image. A quick little trick to show you here. If you go and you click on one of these, notice how you get a little indented box around this? That clipping warning will actually allow us to see where we're losing details. Okay? And especially as you're starting off, this isn't a bad tool to turn on every now and then so that you can, kind of get a feeling for the detail and what is important in the frame. So in this case, I'm going to toggle it off again. You notice it's the sky that's losing the detail. Okay? And so that red shows up in the sky and on the places where the sun's striking objects directly. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to start with the exposure value. Now, exposure is going to affect basically all the highlights. So anything from the middle of the graph to the right are going to receive the most amount of change here. And so if I move those down, see how the graph slides over to the left now? And now my clipping warnings change from white to red. Okay? And so this is telling me that I'm starting to clip less colors and that I'm in a better spot. Okay? I'm actually going to use my arrow keys right now. I'm going to go down just one more click, and now it's black, so that means I'm not clipping anything. Red, black. Perfect. So that sets my highlight tones in the right place. Now, another way we could have done this, and a way that I would actually use this for, I'm going to double click on that one to reset this, is the recovery slider. And what the recovery slider does is it actually works as a throttle for our brightest portion of the highlights. Everything else seems to be balanced fine. Like really I don't have a lot of highlights that I need to move around on this one, but I do need to move this one. So in a case like this is where recovery would work better. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab a hold of the recovery slider and I'm going to move it to the right and watch that histogram. See it receding away? Oh, and now I'm down to black. And so that means I'm starting to get detail back in all those areas. And if I turn on my clipping warning, notice I have a few specks and whatnot, but nothing very big. So as we're working with our highlights, what we want to do is we want to just bring back the details. I pulled the recovery over a little more just to get rid of more of those specks, but not really a big deal. Not something that your eye is going to notice too much. And so I'm going to pull this back over, and I'm going to leave it right there. In the next movie, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you now how to affect the shadows with fill light and the black sliders.